effectively plopped the ball over the top to Calderwood and creates the try. Cummins is on the wing tonight, but that's not the best pass from the big man.
Interesting there, you could see that Brett Dallas had just been sucked in. As Eddie has mentioned, it came off last week, not on that occasion. But this is really a night for the big stars to really shine, especially in front of the Great Britain coach, who is our guest here tonight.
Yes, Brian Noble, head coach of the Bradford Bulls, and the coach, of course, of Great Britain for the Tri-Nations. He is here with us this evening. We'll hear from him in a moment. Another good tackle, though, down by Maguire. And Newton, the dummy half, to Adrian Lamb, who spreads it to Danny Orr. It comes wide to Andrew Farrell. Back on the inside, then to Radlinski chiming in. Good offload from him to Danny Orr. And that looked as though it might have drifted forward.
Not only that, it was a pretty high shot, I felt, from Danny Maguire.
Newton to Lamb again. There's a dab through, and behind Marcus Fye. Dallas is after this. And Marcus Fye passes it back to Richard Mellors. Well, it was risky, and it hasn't come off. Wigan will get another set of 6.
Boy, Johnny Smith got his heart in his mouth there. It was a good position, though. Full credit to the winger by to get the ball away to the fullback Mathers, thinking all the time, but it is risky business. You really shouldn't want to be doing that, especially early in the game.
Pleasure to have Brian Noble with us. Brian, as Great Britain coach, plenty of candidates for the Tri-Nations on show tonight.
There's a lot of talent out there, Eddie, and really interesting to use the analogy of the heavyweight competition, because they've both thrown a few jabs at each other, and I think we're going to jab in the stronger at the moment. We're in the field position. The little baby there, Ali Lawatiti, throws a speculator to try and get him out of the mire, but Wigan are looking strong, looking really strong, and look like they're up for this one with home field advantage.
It's with Farrell from Orr, and he finds Radlinski, and Radlinski tries to go inside. Walker and does, and gets to within 10 metres of the line. 3 tackles gone, 3 remaining. Connolly, expect a big night from Gary Connolly tonight. He was released by Leeds, snapped up by Wigan. He's back here at the JJB Stadium, and this is his 300th Wigan appearance. But this is a try early for Wigan, I think. He's been hauled back. Newton, but Richard Silverwood says give it to the video referee, and it's first decision of the night for Ray Tennant.
Quick thinking from the dummy half position. Does he get there? I think he's short. He's turned over. Good effort. This will be just play the ball. He went very close indeed. I think that arm has gone underneath. I think it was Diskin that has prevented his opposite number 9, Cherry Newton, is denied him the 4 points, I feel.
Well, if he has denied him, the tackle count will probably continue. Ray Tennant's decision's on the way. And here it comes. And it isn't a try. And it's the 4th tackle to the attack, which is played now. Connolly and Lamb will slide the kick through, looking for them. And he's claimed it! Radlinski! Wigan off to a flyer. And Radlinski just picked that out off the air with ease. He was leaping before the Leeds defender, and the fullback comes up with the first try of the night.
Wonderful option, kicking early. Leeds expected that they would keep this ball alive. This is the near thing from Newton. And then the kick. They didn't wait until the last. Lamb has caught them out. And what a take from one of the best fullbacks in the world, Chris Radlinski, back to his top form. They fully deserve that. Great option. Kicking early in the tackle count. Swooped on by the fullback. This will send the crowd here to the JJB into raptures, and why not? 4-0 the lead.
Radlinski, ever present this year. 5 tries in his last 4 matches. Back to his best. And Andrew Farrell to try and add the extras. In front of the Leeds supporters, and he drifts it over the top of the post. We're going to have a 6-0 lead over the team sitting top of the table.
Wonderful thinking there. Look at the defence. They thought it was going to be going across the line, but it was a kick in the end. and the fullback knew exactly what was happening. Great understanding between this fella and the man that got the boot to it, Adrian Lamb. The combination has been so successful.
High hanging kick-off from Leeds and claimed on the full by the try scorer. Well, there is a very early mark as far as man of the match. Dave Hadfield is our regular spokesman for the members of the media. Dave, Mr. Radlinski, an early mark for you.
Yes, it's certainly something to think about. I heard what you were saying before about Gary Connolly. You know, it's only just over a year ago since we were all voted in man of the match in the Challenge Cup final. I don't know how many more big games he's got left in him, but he wouldn't be human if he didn't want one tonight. He said a lot of generous things this week about the man who displaced him at Headingley, Richard Mallers, but he got beaten by Radlinski to that ball, didn't he? And also he said a lot about Danny Maguire, who was just sublime last week. Could we expect more of the same from him?
The kick over the top from Lamb turns Mallers around again, and Lamb leads the chase, puts them all onside, and that's a good hunt down by Danny Orr, who is another young man who will be looking for a big game tonight in the Wigan colours. He hasn't really fired yet for Wigan this year, but he has started all 18 so far and got a try last week. Diskin to David Ferner, formerly with Wigan, of course, before he went in the opposite direction to Gary Connolly. Marcus Bai, good drive forward by the Papua New Guinea international. Two Papua New Guineans on the field tonight. Bai wearing 22 for Leeds, Lamb number 7 for Wigan. Good defence from Leeds, from Wigan on the last tackle.
Certainly was, Eddie, but not really a rugged run from the prop forward, Ryan Bailey. Want a little bit more enthusiasm when you're taking the ball up. No chance of getting over the advantage line. And then look a little bit nervous, I feel, the Rhinos at the moment.
Connolly is grounded by Danny Maguire. This is Brett Dallas now. Speed to burn this fellow.
That looks high.
A big hit by Bailey.
Set across the chest as the official put the silver wood.
Aspinwall run from dummy half to the 40-metre mark on the 4th tackle, Wigan, with Terry O'Connor and Radlinski, and he skips away. But it was a good job that Sinfield kept hold of him, and Lauatiti finished him off. Danny Orr now drifts the kick between the defenders. Good kick too. Marcus Bai. They had to give him 10. Danny Orr put the kick in. He got the ankle tap. Bai does well to release it to Sinfield.
Wigan defence just hung back there. They thought that the tackle had been finished. Good work by Bai.
David Ferner, evergreen, 33 years of age, joined Leeds from Wigan in 2003. Plays the ball to Danny Maguire. This is MacDonald, 6'7" tall, Wayne MacDonald. Matt Diskin waits at dummy half, plays the ball, does MacDonald to him. Here's Maguire. Now Sinfield, on halfway, gives it to Lauatiti. And Lauatiti offloads brilliantly to Walker. And Connolly gets to Walker and pulls him down.
Good job as well there, the overlap. Francis Cummins screaming for the football. The long ball out wide, it's not a good one though.
It bounced in front of Ferner, and Ferner attacking down the left channel. Couldn't get the ball away. That's the last tackle here for Leeds. They're 10 metres away from the Wigan line. Diskin, Senior does the ball forward. It's a try for Marcus Bai.
Beautiful effort.
Referee wants to check offside.
What a lovely little dink through there by the big centre, Keith Senior. They took the option on the short blind side. Quick thinking from Matt Diskin. He knew that there was nowhere to go for himself. He's well onside. No doubt about that. They're probably just looking to see whether Senior actually got contact with the boot. Only just. It wasn't the best effort, but it was good enough for Marcus Bai to get through. That is try time, the forearm. Good pressure. They bounce back at the Rhinos. Wonderful thinking, though, from the hooker, Matt Diskin. He has come on a bundle as Diskin this season.
Ray Tennant's second decision, it's a try. First try in 5 games for Marcus Bai. Third on the Super League try-scoring chart, though. Now 12 for the season.
Quick thinking, and to say a little bit of lady luck went Keith Senior's way. It was not the best attempt. In fact, just bobbled off the front of his toe, but it was sufficient, wasn't it? Quick thinking by Marcus Bai. superstar.
Marcus Bai, the try scorer, 11 times a Papua New Guinea international. Lamb on the other side wore the colours of his country 12 times. And arguably the two greatest Papua New Guinea internationals are on show here tonight. And here's a Great Britain international, Kevin Sinfield, Leeds captain. First kick for him. Not successful. Strong wind blowing round at the JJB Stadium tonight. Wigan 6, Leeds 4. Dennis Betts, acting coach.
There you can see the defender. He has his back to the opposition. You can't afford to do that. Diskin has picked that up. Just out of position. There were 3 men there. There was man on man. They really should not have allowed that try, but take nothing away from the combination between the centre and the winger Marcus Bai.
Ryan Bailey to run the ball back for Leeds, met by a fierce challenge from Terry O'Connor. Gets to his feet, plays the ball to Diskin. Leeds look like they might be getting to the pace of the match now, Phil Clark.
Certainly, Eddie, I think it's been a case of kick and clap so far. We've seen 2 perfect kicks that have resulted in tries. But I think the Wigan marker defence are aware of the fact they must get up quickly, get set in front of the man playing the ball. Otherwise, Matthew Diskin will make life hard for them. And there's a great battle occurring on the far side of the field as we watch between David Furner and Danny Tickle. 2 players, both in the second row, competing directly against one another.
And Andrew Duneman is wrestled to the ground by Danny Orr on the last tackle. And Orr chasing the kick down from Sinfield. It wasn't the best from Sinfield, trapped by Radlinski, and here comes the Wigan full-back, halted by the tackle from Francis Cummins. It's with Brett Dallas now. And Diskin caught him high.
Certainly had a lunge. He does it ever so well, though, doesn't he? Brett Dallas.
Well, it could have been 1 from 2, either Diskin or Duneman there.
Either way, he would have felt it, the winger. But it's great to see these wingers that they know that quick play the ball. We saw there, Radlinski onto his feet quick, and Dallas was away.
Well, they've won 6 of 7 away games in Super League 9, have the Leeds Rhinos. In the process, they've become the only team to win at Hull. And here's a penalty for Wigan, but only the second side also, of course, to beat Bradford Bulls at home.
Well, pretty slow to get away from here, but I think Mr. O'Connor certainly milked it.
This is a big night for Leeds, though, Steve. One that they maybe will put a marker down for the rest of the season if they win.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier, mainly due to the fact that Tony Smith realises that, you know, it's been so many false dawns for the Rhinos. This is the night that they can prove to themselves that they are championship material.
Terry Newton.
They've denied him again. Oh, he's got it down.
He has got the ball down. And Terry Newton's claiming the try, and it's another decision for Ray Tennant.
Now then, as he stopped, that's got to be whether the tackle had been completed. Was he moving? And did he do it all in one movement? Now then, is that classified as being tackled? He's got it down on the line, so that's sufficient as far as I'm concerned. He has to make the decision whether the tackle has been completed. I think it has, and that'll be a double movement, but it's a big call, isn't it? It's either a penalty to the Rhinos or it's a 4-pointer.
But he was moving and squirming all the time, I don't know.
Well, he has to make the decision.
And here it comes. It's a try to Newton. Terry Newton, 4th in a row at hooker. A young man who's lost 4 grand finals, 3 with Wigan, 1998 with Leeds against Wigan. And he's just come up with a very important 4-pointer.
Straight from dummy half, used the referee superbly, didn't he? He's a crafty player, this Terry Newton. Knows the way to the line, but he knows how important it is that when you run straight at the referee, that split second can just put the defence offside, and he's done it. Video referee agreed with Terry Newton, who said he wasn't stopped. Gleefully accept. He was denied a few moments ago, but not on this occasion. They're running hot, are the Warriors.
Terry Newton, formerly of Leeds, now very much of Wigan, and Andrew Farrell, Wigan through and through. and he just slides over another successful kick. 12-4 to the men from Wigan.
It's all about using your brains, and look at this. What shall we go for the referee? Wonderful stuff. He used the referee as a shepherd, dipped round the side of him, and then went low. And you know, Eddie, a lot of people, a lot of the rugby league fans for many years, they've often said, hookers, they're dumb. No, they ain't.
Sinfield with another high hanging kickoff, and again underneath it, Radlinski. Here is David Hodgson. Well, Leeds have got a great recent record at Wigan. They have won on their last 3 Super League visits to this ground, and maybe that has stung the Wigan Warriors as well. 12-4 to Wigan, and they've had lots of the ball inside the opposition's half. 7 minutes. It's a great start, Brian.
It's a super game, and I think we're going to have to hold on to our hats, because I think there'll be plenty more points in this game. I think what we're going to see is Leeds have been in the Wigan half just the once and come up with a superb last play. Slight difference to what Steve-O says there. That last play is so hard to defend when it trickles off your foot, and Marcus Bai was on the money. And then a superb kick at the other end of the field for Wigan's try, and Terry Newton anywhere near the Leeds line tonight is going to have a shot. He's made his mind up, and there's a lot of people with vigour and vim trying to make a name for themselves tonight.
Maybe they know that the Great Britain coach is watching from on high. Maybe. Sinfield waits. Maguire. Wide to Ferner. Taking on Aspinwall. Gets the ball away to Marcus Bai. Great pass back on the inside. Maguire keeps it going to Senior. Senior bullets the pass to Sinfield. He gets it away to Ferner. It's great stuff. And Wigan's scrambling defence hauls keep Senior down.
I thought Sinfield took the wrong option, went back towards on the left-hand side on the tight. Wigan were very caught out wide on the right.
That's the third tackle this set of 6 to McDonald. It's now with Diskin. Here is Duneman. And Duneman looks to the right-hand side and he finds Chev Walker. It bounced off his chest, but he kept hold of it. Takes the tackle, though, 10 metres away, 4 gone. This set of 6. Richard Mathers, Andrew Duneman, Bailey again. Good defence. Underneath their own sticks, Wigan. Diskin waits at dummy half. Here is Andrew Duneman. Duneman will stab the kick in, but that's too deep.
As soon as he left the boot, that was going down. And he knew it as well. Great pass from Ferner. Look at Bai. Knew that there was no option. Good support play. Then into the swing of things, as Brian Noble has just mentioned, hold on to your hats. This is going to be one superb rugby league football game.
12-4 Wigan lead, 17 minutes on the clock. With Leeds, they have a unique place in Super League's history. The 1998 inaugural grand final between these two. Wigan won 10-4. Wigan back to Old Trafford 3 times since, losing on each occasion. Leeds have never been back. It's 2004 their year. Well, they got away with a very sloppy play the ball then, did Wigan. And this is Farrell, and on the inside to Warren, he's lost it. He said it was stolen, and the referee will have none of it.
Well, a sad end to an enterprising run there from Wigan. They were really on the roll there. The Leeds defence.
Oh, look at the skill of Lauatiti then. Like a windmill, he just went over the top of Gary Connolly and passed the ball.
You just saw the replay of that poor play. The ball, there was no one in there. No, they're offside. This will be a big relief to the Rhinos. They know that they can't afford to allow them. And Maguire has taken a quick tap. Were they back the required 10? Maybe not.
Craig Smith, who made the tackle, eventually had his back to the play.
That was
questionable from Mathers.
It was forward, no question.
Diskin, he finds Ryan Bailey. And Bailey almost got the ball away, but eventually had to take the tackle. It's Diskin, Leeds turning the screw with Mathers. Mathers gets it away to Walker. Connolly is all round Chev Walker. And he tries to get the ball away and only finds Newton. And this is Farrell for Wigan.
Well, that was silly play.
Man went down in the back then.
Craig Smith, I think it is.
This is Dallas.
Well, that was stupid play by the Rhinos. They haven't had much field position throughout this game. There's the brought forward Craig Smith, who fought a little late one at back play.
Danny Ward just made his first tackle then. just on the field, and a big hit by Lauatiti on Farrell. Drive forward by Danny Sculthorpe. He offloads it to Newton. The ball went backwards. Play on. Newton tries to duck under the challenges. Wigan, though, just lost the momentum there. This is the last tackle. It's with Sean O'Loughlin at dummy half. And he gets it away to Radlinski, who will pump the ball upfield. And it's not the best kick because Mathers is underneath it.
Very poor indeed. With high Sean O'Loughlin. Leeds fans behind the post didn't like that.
Neither did Mathers. Sinfield, the Leeds skipper.
Well, I must say, Wigan, they're really muscling up. It had been their problem at the early part of this season. The one thing they were missing was a lot of fire in the pack, but they've regained that.
Ferner will go down the short channel, and he gets it to Senior. Senior looking to offload, but they did well there. Hodgson was all round him upstairs. It's with Ferner again, and here is Danny Ward.
Leeds playing it very tight down that blind side. This is where they probably have the link. Will they go for a cross kick?
It's with Duneman. It's now with Lauatiti. Lauatiti stabs the ball forward, and Dallas, not interested, allows it to run over the sideline.
Well, I think Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, will just send a little message out to the second rower. Ale Lauatiti, you're not out there to kick. Not the best. They really could have gone for a better option.
Dennis Betts in charge of the Wigan Warriors. It was good to see, by the way, Mike Gregory making his way into the stadium this evening. He's here just purely on a watching brief. And I know a lot of people concerned about Mike in rugby league, but I can tell you this, he is well on the way to recovery, we hope. It was great to see him. He's here with his wife and family tonight.
Certainly was. I had a quick word with him, Eddie, and he was in good humour.
He is in great humour. And he says a win tonight will be the best tonic. Well, 12-4 up, 21 minutes gone. O'Connor.
We're going to do something that Leeds are certainly not, and that's getting over the advantage line.
Great kick. That's a great kick from Lamb. Just finds touch the right side of the corner post, but Hodgson was hunting that.
Well, you know, if there's any problems with Marcus Bai, it's sometimes he can get himself into a poor position, and when he has to turn around, he's a big fella. He often just lumbers back.
Big night too for Adrian Lamb. Phil Clark, remember when we saw them at Warrington, Dennis Betts took him off the field after 20 minutes, and he was stinging in his criticism, but Lamb looks to have regained his appetite, doesn't he?
He certainly does. You know, you very often hear businesses talk about key performance indicators. Well, rugby teams have those as well. One of them is the accuracy of their kicks and the speed of its chase. Adrian Lamb's kicks tonight have been pretty impressive for Wigan so far, and they'll need to continue to do so to trouble this Leeds side. You know, in rugby there's times when you're on top and dominated your opponents, and Wigan have had that. And there's time when your opponents do that to you, and maybe it's Leeds' turn very shortly.
Walker got the ball, but immediately was hit by Dallas.
Tremendous defence. I just wonder when Tony Smith will bring on Rob Burrow. They need someone to just spark them up a little bit more running from the dummy half position. He's a key player for Leeds at the moment.
Radlinski's having a big night.
Oh, he's looking for support there. It should have been.
Is Connolly.
The pace of this game is getting to both sides.
What a hit from Lauatiti on Connolly again. Here's O'Connor. He'll drive it up to Sinfield. He's halted by Dunham, and the ball's gone free. Lauatiti one-handed, gets it away to Bailey. They're on halfway, Leeds, with a great chance. Bailey standing.
He should have been looking to offload as well. But it should have been a penalty. You could hear the referee, Richard Silverwood, saying leave him. Danny Sculthorpe was still hanging on to him. That looked a bit dodgy too.
Well, the crowd are screaming as loudly as you are, but I think that was a flat pass. Here's Ferner. Back it goes, Sinfield. Good defence from O'Loughlin. Diskin shoves Maguire out of the dummy half. Maguire will take the pass. Maguire nearly again. Good tackle by Danny Tickle. Ferner. Duneman. Mathers. Lauatiti. Great skill. Duneman. Walker. Tackled by Connolly on the fall. Cummins. Duneman. Stabbed to the in goal. Oh, lost.
That's
and
a
picked
try.
up by Lauatiti.
try. He'll give it.
He has. Lauati's strength. He didn't decide to refer that one to the video referee. And Richard Silverwood gives Lauati the 4-pointer. That ball came free. That meant it was play on. And Lauati just picked it up and plonked it down.
It was a good kick from Duneman. Caused all sorts of confusion. You get it. No, I'll get it. Tickle and the fullback Radlinski just crashed into each other. That is an awful error. And they have paid the big price. You have to call on quick situations like that. Tickle wanted it, and it was just enough to put the fullback Radlinski in two minds. They came up, and the big fella said, I'll have another easy try.
It's 3 in 3 matches for Lauati now. Ali Lauati, his first start last week against Widnes, he was brilliant. And Daniel Anderson, the man who allowed him to leave the New Zealand Warriors, has now been shown the exit door himself down under. Lauati is lighting up the Super League, he's lighting up the Rhinos. And Sinfield here to try and add the extra 2, which he does. Game on at the JJB in a big way. Wigan 12, Leeds 10.
Yeah, good fight back. A little bit of lady luck, but you force your own luck, don't you? The harder you try, they often say you'll come up trumps, and this guy, no disrespect, he was bought for his strength and his offloading qualities, but as Eddie has just mentioned, 3 tries. If my mind serves me correctly, 2 of them have been absolute gifts, but you take what's on offer.
You do. And Ali Lauati, 11 times a New Zealand international. Brian Noble, Great Britain coach. Bradford Bulls head coach is here with us. Brian, do you think you might be facing Ali in the Tri-Nations?
I think there's a fair chance. The ball looks like a peanut in his hands. He can do anything with it. He's a very talented boy. But Leeds seem to be punishing a side on a couple of occasions. For our viewers at home, they get into a side and then going back down that side, dumbling up the Wigan defensive efforts when they look a little bit jaded. And Lady Fortune smiled on them there with their last play, but there's nobody queuing up at the head coach's office to field those balls in the backfield. They're really, really difficult, and sometimes they go for you and sometimes they go against you. And a penalty against Wigan here, which they could well do without. Errors and penalties might make the difference, but this is certainly end-to-end stuff. They paint the field north to south, and these boys are playing it north to south tonight.
Absolutely.
Brian, wearing your Great Britain cap, the ferocity of the tackling from the forwards must please you.
Absolutely outstanding. You have to play the game with intensity, and you're thinking about the end of the season, even though we're only halfway through this. The bigger and more intense our games are through the year, the better we'll be prepared at the end of it.
Looks like Terry Newton might be struggling a little bit for Wigan at the moment. Mark Smith is warming up on the sideline, about to be coming on. We'll get news of any possible injury from Bill. Here is Maguire. That's a great ball to Richard Mathers. Mathers taking them on the outside, but he's rolled into touch. And Adrian Lamb has come back from that disappointment at Warrington, and he is leading by example.
He certainly has, and the one good thing about Adrian Lamb is the fact that he took it on the chin, you know, when Dennis Betts substituted him at Warrington on that night. We interviewed him, remember, for Boots and All midweek, and he just said quite plainly, I haven't been playing well, I deserve to be taken off. He did not spit the dummy out of the cot. He just went on, he's buckled down, and he's back to his best.
That injury news from the Wigan camp is that Terry Newton, who is just leaving the field, seems to have picked up a chest injury and could be a sternum problem, which is always a painful one. Mark Smith has come on. Now that is a big blow for the Wigan Warriors, because Newton had already thrown down the gauntlet and had seemed to suggest he was in for a big game tonight, already got his name on the score sheet. So that is a massive blow for the Warriors to see him leaving the field.
And there's a blow here for Leeds, because Chev Walker has not picked himself up from that heavy challenge by Danny Sculthorpe. Well, it was the last one for Wigan.
He went in very hard and came off second best.
The kick from Lamb again will turn Mathers around. Referee screaming at the Wigan chasers to give him 10, which they have now done. Aspinwall and Hodgson combining to bring Richard Mathers down. Mathers, of course, the man who was given the hugest vote of confidence by his coach, Tony Smith, when Gary Connolly was allowed to come back to Wigan to resume his career at this ground. Not standing square, Wigan at the play the ball.
Quick thinking again by Diskin. knew very well that they were in disarray, and look how he picks him out. He said, I'm having you, young man, that's Mark Smith, and I'll get a penalty. And an extra 35 metres downfield.
Mark Smith only just on the field, facing a Leeds side who have scored before tonight more tries and more points than any other team in the Super League, and they've conceded fewer tries than any other team in the Super League also. You are seeing one of the major matches of the Tetley's Super League 9.
Well, that was silly play by Craig Smith. The tackle had already been completed, and then he wouldn't roll away from the position as the rule book suggests, and he just grabbed him and then just stayed around.
And the referee here is going to put the Wigan side on a warning. Here's Burrow.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. It's had a good time. They know that Wigan have had control of the game in the early part of this match, but now they need someone to just get a little bit of a sparkle. And it's no coincidence, you know, that when Rob Burrow comes on, all of a sudden Danny Maguire seems to get excited too.
There's mind games going on off the field here between Dennis Betts and Tony Smith as well. 3 quick penalties against Wigan, though, as Brian Noble has just pointed out to me. And a chance here for Sinfield to level the scores. Rob Burrow, about 5'3" in his stocking feet, for big Ryan Bailey. I don't think we'll see Rob Burrow playing at prop forward, though. Sinfield from bang in front, scores a level. 12 apiece.
Well, the Wigan crowd not too happy with that penalty, but it was quite easy for the official. Craig Smith never made any attempt to get out of it. Well, 15 minutes ago, they were cheering, big smiles all over their face, because they had been witnessing a Wigan outfit playing superb rugby league football, but you must credit the Rhinos. They have dug deep to come back into this game.
Radlinski kicks off again. Duneman fields the kick-off. Willie poaching for the Rhinos. Strong run. Sculthorpe and Mark Smith. Here's Richard Mathers scampering his way through. Hauled down by Sean O'Loughlin. Burrow from dummy half. Oh, big hit by the forwards there. Sculthorpe lined him up. Duneman and Sinfield.
Well, we've had very few runs from dummy half for Leeds, but once you get this fella on the field, they do sparkle. There's problems for Farrell, I think.
Yes, he caught a stray something or other. Oh, now was Walker tackled there. The referee says no, play on. And Farrell's in the blood bin. He's been given a right crack on the nose. Duneman, crossfield kick. That's inventive, but that's well claimed over there by Aspinwall.
His timing was good. We would have known that senior or Leeds players were behind him. He kept his concentration, kept his eye on the football at all times. This is sparking up.
Oh, I think it's sparked from the start.
This is Farrell. I think it was a knee that went straight across from his own player.
The young player of the year currently comes on for him. And there's his first touch, Gareth Hobb.
I think it was Danny Sculthorpe's knee that split Farrell's face open. That's a poor kick.
Cummins feels it. Connolly is there and brings down Francis Cummins.
They've got to get the kicking game sorted out, Wigan. Early in this match, they were pushing Leeds back time and time again. They were finding the space, but I must say, it's gone astray now.
Phil Clark, it is compelling viewing.
Certainly is. When you look at the two sides, 1 to 13 on both sides at the start of the match, it's so even that I thought it would come down to the players on the bench. It's a very hard thing to sit on the subs bench and then throw yourself and make a big impact on the game. But that's what some of these players are going to have to do, and that could be the difference at the end of the game.
Referee's whistle is gone.
It was obstruction.
It's a penalty to Wigan.
Well, he's not the biggest man on the field to play, is he? But certainly used him as a shepherd. So I must say, he doesn't have to get out of the way, but Duneman certainly went across his line. There's no chance that Mark Smith could involve himself in the tackle.
Duneman the penalty against, using Rob Burrow as the shield. This is Sculthorpe. Wrestle to the ground. McDonald and Ferner in attendance. Mark Smith is the dummy half. Here is Adrian Lamb. Now it's Danny Orr. Danny Orr gets away from two. Shows it to one. Flicks the pass wide. Wigan have got a man on the overlap out there. This is Aspinwall. Maguire and Marcus Bai with the tackle. David Hodgson and Danny Tickle. Danny Tickle driving it in, but Leeds muscling up in defence. 3 tackles gone, 3 remaining, this set of 6. And Orr gets it wide, down the blind side. Maguire and Senior were alert. David Hodgson comes this way. Oh, Danny Orr.
Basic error. He knows it too. You could see there at the final moment, just took his eyes away. He was looking to see where he was about to pass the ball, and that says it all, doesn't it?
Danny Orr, brought over at the start of the season from Castleford. He got a try last week against Huddersfield. It was one of his best appearances since joining the club. But boy, he's looking for a big game tonight. And there he was with the tackle on Marcus Bai, and he is poaching.
I get the impression, you know, Danny Orr is trying too hard.
That was another tackle from him there.
He's trying to do too, and really his quality is in with a ball in hand and attacking. And I think because of that, he's getting nervous and he wants to do more tackling, but it just tires him out eventually.
Leeds play this expansive game this year. Penalty. Mark Smith and David Ferner just rubbed young Mark Smith's head. The referee shouted, leave him, and Mark Smith didn't.
Well, he was held there, and then he just went on with it.
Never mind, Mark.
Well, it's a lack of concentration. You know, they were in full control of this game. Now they're having to just hang on to half-time.
And here's Ferner again. He bounced away from one would-be challenge from Danny Sculthorpe. Oh, Rob Burrow, little humble and annoyance from Rob Burrow.
Same thing he wanted to get from A to B before he got the pass. Make sure the pass was in the hand. Tony Smith knows that. He was off. He was off and running before that ball.
Only beaten by St Helens in the Cup and the League this year under Tony Smith. Riding high at the top of the Super League, the Rhinos. Everyone in hot pursuit, Wigan amongst them.
Just gives you the idea that because both defences are coming up so strong and quick, that mistakes will come.
Sculthorpe takes that tackle. Crowd almost holding its breath, waiting for the next incisive piece of play. Maybe it's here from Radlinski. Great defence.
Well spotted by Duneman there.
And Sinfield.
Knew that the fullback was going to come back in on the angle.
Aspinwall wide to Hodgson. Marcus Bai, such a difficult customer to get around face to face. O'Loughlin with a high kick out wide. Connolly and Dallas after this. Oh, and Cummings has dropped it. It's knock on both ways. First one by Cummings. It's going to be head and feed Wigan.
Certainly got it right as Silverwood there. Lost it. Doesn't have to hit the ground, even though Gary Connolly got to the ball first.
Well, if Connolly had taken that in and fed Dallas, it was try time. Danny Orr from the base of the scrum finds O'Loughlin on the charge. Good tackle by Kevin Sinfield. Danny Orr, Craig Smith, Ferner and Senior, Mark Smith, Adrian Lamb, wide, and on the bounce picked up by Hodgson. Wigan have lost 15 metres.
Not the best bounce, and they know it. They've got a penalty though. Fresh set of 6. Marcus Bai, the man that's penalised. Certainly holding down. Should have released him there. Well, you said before the kick-off, Eddie, that Richard Silverwood, this was probably one of his biggest games he's had to take charge of. He's done a fine job too.
He has so far. There's no doubt about that. No Andrew Farrell on the field at the moment for Wigan, so they couldn't even contemplate the 2 they thought, although Tickle can kick a goal. He was looking for 4 there. Danny Orr can kick a goal as well, of course. This is Lamb, and Lamb gives it to Orr. That's going to be 6 to go.
Certainly is.
6 more tackles for Wigan. Lamb gets the possession back, or Gareth Hock.
Can Leeds hang on? They are being stretched time and time again by this Wigan outfit.
Gareth Hock, where it hurts. Tackled by Walker. Great defence from Leeds. The ball has got away, though. You have Danny Orr again. 3 there.
What a beautiful pass there from Danny Sculthorpe. He's a master of it, isn't he?
This is Adrian Lamb. And Adrian Lamb looking to float it wide, but Diskin was all over him, gets a pat on the back from David Turner. Another Wigan man down. This is a chance wide. And Aspinwall bounces off them, gets the ball away. Sculthorpe, the stretch down this left channel leads. Radlinski, he went for the kick through. He gets it back off Walker, 6 to go again. He keeps the tackle count going.
He's decided that it's no one in front, and Turner goes upfield. They looked a little bit lost there, did Wigan? Wigan fans thought that it should have gone back to another set of 6.
And so do I.
But did the ball hit the man rather than the other way around?
Marcus Bye, tackled by Mark Smith and Craig Smith.
Well, there's only a few seconds remaining in this first half. I think the ball just went for him. It hit him. He had no chance to react, I felt.
Well, we've got 30 seconds to half-time. Brian Noble is with us. What a match.
Absolutely fantastic. I think Wigan are missing Farrell and Newton, and I think they need to fix them up and jab them up and do anything they can to get them back out there, because they need that little bit of enterprise near the line. But they paid the price for 4 penalties. That gave Leeds field position, and I just think that Leeds are really, really strong when they get down to the Wigan end.
Well, Radlinski will breathe a sigh of relief here, because there'll be no time for this scrum to form.
Well, Leeds are trying to form it, but Leeds are there, but Wigan won't.
Half-time. Half-time. Ryan Bailey's on the sideline. Chris Radlinski started the half with a try in 5 minutes, ended it with a mistake that, fortunately for him, there was no time for a scrum to form. Otherwise, Leeds were in a great position to attack the line again. What a fantastic match. Living up to the pre-match billing, there's no doubt about that. 12 apiece at the JJB Stadium. Wigan have never been headed, but Leeds just won't go away. 12 all.